why in this 25-minute or so presentation I'm going to discuss the investment opportunity for the Steroid blockchain masternodes. Now there's a lot to go through, so I'd be grateful for your undivided attention, and preferably if you watch this on a PC so that the full information is conveyed on an easily viewable screen. There's a lot of visualization in this. I'm going to try not to dive too deep into technology and jargon into this presentation, because what most investors want to know is how much to spend, what's the return on investment, of course, and when. All of this I'll get over to you on this video. So with tea, coffee, wine, whatever, whiskey, biscuits at the ready, let's go. For those of you that don't understand how the blockchain works, relax. Almost nobody does. The good news is that you don't really have to. For example, you don't need to know how your smartphone works before you buy it, do you? You just need to know how to use it. So that you know, this video is mostly about blockchains, not cryptocurrencies. There are tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies, but they nearly all need a blockchain to be able to work. So it could be said that blockchains are the train tracks that cryptocurrencies run on. There are very few blockchains around. Now this video is about our very own completely independent Steroid 4.0 blockchain. In an easy to understand analogy, masternodes are the clearing banks for blockchains. They allow for transactions to be cleared very quickly, and for investment purposes they're paid for every single transaction that they handle. So in this short presentation, I'm going to explain how this investment came about and what it could mean for you. The Steroid technology is owned by the founders of Xtra, a cyberspace company formed in 2013. Beep has a proven cloud-based loyalty platform, uses cash instead of points, and can be used in completely unrelated stores anywhere in the world. In an average 20 minutes integration time, Beep provides stores with software that works in any language or currency anywhere in the world. The central currency before the creation of Steroid blockchain used to be the US dollar. Now it is the Beep coin. It's taken 5 years to fully develop the platform and also create the marketing strategy which is now in place. What at first glance is a loyalty platform is actually a simple to use payment platform technology that turns every store that uses Beep into their very own blockchain bank. Proof of concept was achieved when Beep opened an office in the Philippines, where over 1,000 stores opened pre-COVID. The lockdowns and restrictions to trade had a significant impact. However, survival was achieved via the creation of trash to cashback, as our partners own one of the largest recycling facilities, and they use Beep as the processor to recycle on behalf of Coca-Cola, reducing the plastic in our oceans, which that generated a lot of local interest. And this is the Beep card in the Philippines with our recycling partner Best, and it now shows the affiliation with Coca-Cola that we have in that region. Also in the Philippines, we sponsored the Nestle Milo Marathons, 150,000 runners, 10 cities. So I'm going to show you a 5-minute clip. You can see what we achieved there. You can also see the recycling facility and the charities we're connected to in that part of the world.
Hi, my name is Dr. Marcel Liquanon Resurrection, and I'm the founder of the Philippine Pet Birth Control Center Foundation, which aims to eradicate rabies here in the Philippines by humanely controlling dog and cat population through sterilization.
My name is Sheila Sintay, and I am the founder of YOLO Foundation. I'd like to help others, people who are suffering in silence. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old, it's really for all ages. I mean, depression is hitting everybody now. It happens to the rich, the poor, the middle class, the young, the old.
I am Emmy Aguinaldo. I'm the Senior Vice President for Operations of Basic Environmental Systems and Technologies, Inc. Our company provides waste management services like a collection of waste and provision of disposal facilities like sanitary landfill. We also close, open, and control dump sites. Environment is the forefront of our services, and we join international coastal cleanups. We also join the Recyclables event every Earth Day activity in April. We have tree planting activities during Arbor Day, and we also attend environmental summits.
In the early days of Beep, we generated interest in 192 of the world's 206 countries and territories. And from these regions, we identified 30 regions, which made up about 70 countries, where Beep is in high demand and will definitely work. Progress was hampered by two factors: cash flow and the necessity to open banking facilities in each of the target 70 countries of highest demand. The creation and launch of the Steroid Masternodes around the world operating in cyberspace eliminated the need to open banking facilities all over the world. This has blown wide open the doors for Beep to expand into every corner of the planet. All we need to do is open satellite offices in approximately 10 of those countries for local language and support, and of course deploy all of the 70 masternodes around the world, which is the reason for this investment video. Now, did you know that Visa card only went public in 2007? Now, Visa today has 44 million outlets in 200 plus countries. Beep can operate in places where Visa and MasterCard can't. So our goal of 70 countries, 1.5 million stores in 5 years is conservative, especially when integration is just software from us. And at the very center of Beep is a highly skilled team of software developers. Our CTO, Angelos, studied the three main protocols that all blockchains use and blended the best parts of each together to create our very own blockchain. This is why we call it multi-chain technology, because it's the fourth protocol. That's why we often put 4.0 next to the name of our blockchain, Steroid. We used the word steroid because it's so fast. It looks like we're cheating, because steroid is insanely fast. And I'm going to explain that next. You see, speed's very important in the world of retail. Customers get frustrated when their credit or debit cards take more than a few seconds to show them as authorized. So what actually is the speed of retail around the world? Every second of every day, a credit or debit card such as Visa is used 25,000 times. So that's the benchmark. For a blockchain payment process to survive the world of retail, they need to transact at least 25,000 transactions per second. So let's take a look at blockchain speeds. Most blockchains operate at 10 to 100 transactions per second, which is way below the benchmark of 25,000. Now, there are technologies that can operate between 1,000 and 2,000 transactions per second. An example is Ripple, XRP, and that's in that speed category, but that's still 10 times too slow to survive in shops and businesses. What a few blockchain projects do to be able to survive in retail is they form an affiliation with fiat world processors such as Visa or MasterCard, which isn't really what we call decentralized independent payment system. It's just Visa and MasterCard in disguise. and they are hence vulnerable to being closed down just at the flick of a switch. So how fast is our Steroid 4.0 blockchain? Here's a clue in our 30-second promotional video. So you can see that our Steroid blockchain operates at over 100,000 transactions per second. That's 4 times faster than Visa and MasterCard. With all our Masternodes deployed and with the speeds we're operating at, if every single shop and business in the world used the Steroid blockchain, it could cope. To recap, what Angelos did when he created Steroid was he studied the 3 different blockchains or protocols: proof of work, the first, which Bitcoin uses, then proof of stake, the starting ground for another famous coin, Ethereum, then the lesser known proof of capacity, which uses hard disk space. Basically, that is cloud storage on the blockchain. What Angelos then did was to amalgamate the first 3 protocols and controlled them in what we call a central intelligence blockchain, which is the 4th protocol. That's why we call it 4.0. The technology will become open source, but for commercial reasons, some parts will be kept secret until we're out of sight in development and adoption terms. Another advantage of the Steroid blockchain is that it can handle something called smart contracts, which in layman's terms means it can carry passengers. So if any other company wants to launch its own cryptocurrency, they can use the Steroid blockchain as its facilitator and processor. We'll only deploy, like I said, 70 masternodes around the world. A rather cool feature is that we strategically place super masternodes around the world plugged into something called S-core nodes. For security, each of the 70 masternodes will take it in turns randomly to take the role of the super masternodes and S-core nodes. The first use case of Steroid should be obvious. It's BeepX, the loyalty company. The number 1 comment people say regarding cryptocurrencies, people don't understand it. And even if they did, they can't spend it in stores. For everyday goods and services, they can't. Now you can. And in case you missed the point, there are no banks or processors involved. You can buy something for millions and it's private. You can send money anywhere in the world with the same privacy and it arrives in a millisecond. Our software, which costs over $500,000 to develop over 5 years, converts into any currency and checks out every currency in the world every 15 minutes. This means that the Bitcoin can be stored on Beep cards and used for purchases anywhere there's a Beep store. People already in the blockchain arena can swap their Bitcoin into Beepcoin and buy goods, products and services. Beep with its coin, the Beepcoin, is ideally placed to become a coin of mass adoption. That means everybody is using it. When we created the basic framework of Steroid, we took it out to test it amongst our peers in the blockchain world. The real pressure test was when we took it to the center of the blockchain geek universe at the decentralized event in Athens, Greece. Angelos even got me educated enough to sit on an expert Q&A panel to the blockchain geeks, and Angelos himself was a keynote speaker to the whole conference, showing here the fact that Steroid's 4 times faster than Visa and MasterCard, and our great advantage is that it can be automatically and invisibly integrated into any business or any community, in any currency, fiat or otherwise, anywhere in the world. Just to clarify something, a Masternode is cyberspace software. All Masternode owners, you won't be receiving a giant server sized as big as a sofa box in the post with impossible to understand instructions and electricity bills the size of a small town. That's not going to happen. Today, the Steroid blockchain is fully operational. Masternode owners get to see their individually named Masternode operated in real time on their own PC dashboard. So let's say you call your Masternode Pioneer, then the world will see the Steroid blockchain Explorer with all 70 masternodes operating, all named, and nobody will know that Pioneer is actually yours. Now, with the potential to replace banks, especially in the private and retail arena, we knew straight away that in certain sectors this would be as welcome as a wolf at a sheep show. So we put in place a few security measures before we even told anybody about Steroid's existence. The first step was to ensure that even if we were not around, the Steroid blockchain would continue to function. It was built like an internet virus in reverse, which is so resilient that even if every computer in the world was switched off, then when they came back on, the Steroid blockchain would seek out 5 ports to regain something called consensus, and it would just simply carry on as if nothing had happened. That's how resilient it is. You don't have to do much research into economics to predict that there's a very good chance of a large financial crash, bigger than anything we've ever seen in modern history. Now, whether or not a huge crash happens, banks will bring out something called central bank digital currency, or CBDC for short. Again, you don't have to do much research to see that CBDC is coming to every country in the world. To understand the impact of this, I'll play you a 90-second clip that we've made to help warn people.
The banks want to introduce something called CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. If it is universally adopted, forget paying cash for jobs. Forget asking your accountant to reduce your tax. Banks will see every penny and cent you spend and pass this information to others who will control literally every move you make. You do not have to use CBDC exclusively when it is introduced. You do need to practice using alternative currency now. If you don't practice now, when CBDC is introduced, you and your business will get caught up in it completely, which will vastly limit your business, vastly limit your freedom with money. You can practice now with a simple loyalty service as the vehicle, and this allows you to practice without disrupting your business. Practicing now with alternative currency and becoming comfortable with it is very important before CBDC is pushed upon you as the only choice. The important thing is you will be aware that there will be a choice in the future. Practice now. It's easy. Watch a short 10-minute video to follow. Get started now. It just might save your business in the future.
We're trying to get as many shops and business owners around the world practicing using alternative currency, such as the Bitcoin, on, of course, the Steroid blockchain. Steroid offers potentially the best alternative in the world to CBDC, and when business owners wake up to that fact, then you Masternode owners will be very glad, extremely glad, that you got hold of one of the 70 masternodes that we deployed. Beep is launching yet another world first, which is called Beep to Pay. You've probably all seen someone in a shop with an iPhone using the app by Apple called Tap to Pay, Apple Pay. It's a great tool for the fiat world. Beep to Pay is the world's first blockchain tap to pay. That means you can have cryptocurrency in your wallet, walk into any Beep store in the world with the Beep app on your phone and pay with crypto just by hovering your phone over a little pad in the store. And because it's powered by Steroid, it will clear almost instantaneously in just 2 clicks. One of the clicks is you putting in your 4-digit PIN. Now, couple this with everything else we've discussed here, and the Masternode that earns you just a few pennies a day as we roll this out will become a giant cash machine for you. I think now would be a good time to run some projections. Each Masternode contains 250,000 Bitcoins in them. This is called staked. This, by the way, is how Masternodes operate as clearing banks, because they have 250,000 Bitcoin in their tills, as it were, to process transactions at source. We have, for the near future, pegged the price of Beepcoin to Bitcoin. We set the opening price at the US dollar equivalent of 10 cents, which is why each Masternode costs $25,000. And like I said, we will only ever deploy 70 of those. You can sell your Masternodes as you wish. There's a contract showing you how that can be achieved. Now, When Bitcoin increases, the masternodes of Steroid increase in value as well. For example, the Bitcoin at $1 means a masternode is now valued at $250,000. Because we need to deploy them as part of our expansion, it's our intention to deploy all 70 masternodes before the price increases beyond $25,000. Now it's worth mentioning that there is a 2% discount if you buy your masternode with Bitcoin or Litecoin. So how much will your masternode earn, and how do they earn money for you? Each store connected to Steroid has a varying amount of transactions per day. A barber might perform 20 haircuts, whereas a corner shop might turn over 200 to 300 sales a day. Steroid masternodes connect globally and support each other in the same way. So it doesn't matter where your masternode is running or where your group of masternodes are running. The Asian nodes can assist the clearance of transactions while Asia is asleep and America is wide awake. Every masternode earns from every single transaction around the world. And as we have just launched the fully operational Steroid blockchain, Beep no longer requires banking facilities in every country it enters into. So our goal, 30 regions, 70 countries, 1.5 million stores, that's now started. So here is the calculation. Assuming each store has a low average 20 transactions a day, like the barber, assuming each transaction earns 1 cent for the performing masternode, 1.5 million stores, 20 transactions divided by all 70 masternodes is $4,285 a day. That's $1.56 million a year for each masternode. And we think Steroid can reach more than 1.5 million stores around the world in the next 5 years. Once all the masternodes are deployed, we can start our program of expansion across the world. For security reasons, we will not sell more than 50% of the masternodes to any individual or corporation. The time of making this video, we've moved about 20 masternodes, so there are about 50 left. So nobody can buy more than 35. If that happened, there wouldn't be very many left. Okay. The Steroid blockchain, with Beep as its first use case, has blown open the doors for a completely independent, bank-free penetration into the retail and business arena. It offers every living man, woman and child on the planet private banking and movement of money anywhere in an instance, a coin that can be spent in stores anywhere in the world through our own software. It gives the provision of banking to the unbanked anywhere on the planet. So a real alternative to CBDC. It's the world's first blockchain tap to pay with Beep to pay. And importantly for you, this video, you'll receive a brilliant investment. The launch of the Steroid blockchain has removed all international barriers to expansion. With all the masternodes deployed, we can achieve our goals and you will have a brilliant return for your investment. So I say to you, let's get started. Get back to whoever gave you this video to be put in touch with us. Alternatively, look for the links in the description of this video and that should put you in touch with us as well. Thanks very much for listening.